understand everything is happening as expected, because Kim Clement even prophesied that the spirit of Pythos will begin to be destroyed in America. People, please come look at this. If you can't tell me that this is a python, look at these eyes in the audience hall. Behind the Pope is the devil coming out of a pit of hell. This is the Catholic system. Now, and Nino and I were both Catholic. We were both Catholic, okay? It's the biggest religion in the world, so this ties in with end times and prophecy. But understand, Vatican II, so this is what I was looking for before. I want the viewers to see this. Vatican II, 16 documents written by man, okay? So now God writes the Bible, and man comes in the late 60s, early 70s, writes 16 documents to twist the Bible and they call it to modernize the church. Man comes in, writes 16 documents, modernizes the church, and right after that, they create audience hall with a snake. So in other words, this was the fall of the Catholic Church.
Right there,
this is when
the snake, the one that looks like the viper, the head, is that in the Vatican?
That's audience hall, which is right up against the Vatican. I know exactly the location, but it's right at the Vatican. So this is right in Rome. So this is what you're looking. It's called audience hall. Oh. This is crazy. So this is the spirit of Pythos, which will begin to be removed. Okay, well, what happened? Pope is dead on 421. So the prophecy of 2013, Kim Clement landed perfectly. And he even said, we watched the video, go back to listen to prior videos. What do the prophecies say? He says, the key that opens the treasure chest. What is the sign? The sign is resurrection. Come on. Resurrection Sunday was the 20th. The next morning, Pope is dead. Okay. So the prophecy was perfect. So now we go 5 years. We had April 20th, 2025. Now we run 40 days forward, just like we did earlier. That takes us to May 31, 2025. So the next really important biblical date relative to what happened over here in 2020, May 31, 2020, George Floyd riots, peace is taken from the earth. And so we run 40 days. I'm expecting peace will be potentially restored. What's Trump doing right now? He's restoring that's what peace.
Is there any significance about the dates like today, the 14th or the 13th?
Yes, and those are great questions, because that's like the next slide here. So I want to show the viewers how 7 is so important relative to Trump. Everything happening in his life, when I say everything of importance lands on 7s, usually triple 7s. You don't believe me? The day he's born to the day Israel was proclaimed a state, Israel was proclaimed a state, it was 700 days to the exact day. And then if you add 77 years from that day, Nino, it's today. Today, we are doing a podcast on May 14th. Trump, today, if you go backwards 77 years, Israel's proclaimed a state. If you go backwards another 700 days, Trump is born. This is the math that's not possible. We talked about Robert F. Kennedy Jr., how he basically brought the two parties together from his endorsement, 70 years, 7 months, and 7 days from his birth. And then this is we talked about this too. Remember Trump, the Pope is dead. So he goes to J.D. Vance goes there at 7 years and 7 months from Rosh Hashanah 2017, and 7 days later, Trump is there. So Trump is at the Pope's funeral 7 years, 7 months, and 7 days from from Rosh Hashanah 2017, his first term. So I'm just showing you, like, this is crazy. And then today, this is the last one. Then ask your question. The last one, if you go backwards 7 years from today, Trump opens a U.S. embassy in Jerusalem. 7 years backwards from today to the exact day. Ask your question, please.
No, I was going to say that was the casket. I would have imagined it a little more elaborate than that. It just looked like a wooden box.
Yeah, apparently, I don't know the details, but apparently it is just a wooden box for all the popes. Apparently, that's kind of how the whole thing. I don't know all the details of it, but yeah. So
covered in gold or something. I don't know.
Yeah, they're supposed to, trying to keep the Pope humble, I guess, or however that works. But yeah. So today, being May 14th, 2025, is a very pivotal time point. Something is important, should be happening in the world with regards to Trump. Are you kidding me? Yesterday, he signs $1,600,000,000,000, potentially $1,000,000,000,000 deal with Saudi Arabia.
Biggest
Today, he's
deal
in the
ever.
United
Biggest
Emirates.
deal ever in the Middle East.
And today, well, wait, this is actually important. What happened today? This is the first time a U.S. president ever visited the United Emirates. On May 14th, this has just hit me just now. I just Googled, I saw this morning. This is the first time in history a U.S. president visits the United Emirates ever. And today is May 14th. See, I'm just showing you how this May 14th date, May 13th date, this 24-hour window is pivotal for things going off in the world. This is no coincidences. So now this is what the Lord revealed to me with regards to finance. So this is the important thing, you know. How did they do everything? How did the politicians? How did Hollywood? How did everybody do everything in the world to control us and put us in this situation? Okay, we talked about this before, but it's the 7 mountains of influence, seven hills of influence: the financial, family, church, government, entertainment, media, and education. And it's all based on puppet masters. You created unlimited amount of money to control humanity. What did Rothschild say? He says, give me the control over a nation's currency, and I care not who makes its laws. That was Rothschild statement in 1740, whatever it was. Another statement Rothschild said, I care not who controls a nation's political affairs, so long as I control her currency. You see, I reference that because Trump even said, he who controls the gold controls the world, right? But before that, Rothschild's out saying, I don't care who controls the finance. As long as I control the financial system, I could care less about what any politician has to say. So what have we seen? We've seen Federal Reserve come into act. Federal Reserve came in at nighttime, Christmas Eve. And since then, Trump even said, as of 1913, the United States ended up owing money, but before then, the tariffs, we had so much money, we didn't know what to do with it. So now with Trump bringing back tariffs, understand, this is going to be incredible. We're going to have so much money in the United States, we won't know what to do with it all.